Okay, Assalamualaikum warahmatullahi wabarakatuh, and a very good morning to all four of you. Um, as I have informed you yesterday, that this session will be video recorded. Okay, so basically, you have about half an hour for you to explain on the two models that you guys have chosen. Uh, Eddy model and color theory. Okay. All right. You do not need to use the present now feature for you to present your slide. You can straight away refer to your slide, and I will be referring to the slide that you have submitted prior to this presentation. Okay. So I wish all the best and good luck.
Okay, thank you, sir. So can we start the presentation now?
Yes, you may begin your presentation.
Okay, so Assalamualaikum and good morning, everyone. Today, my group will be presenting on Eddy Model and color theory. So first of all, I would like to introduce my group member. The first presenter will be Nur Khairunisha binti Azhari. The second presenter will be Nur Shifa Izzah binti Azmal. The third presenter will be Hanisa Aiman binti Zulkafli. And last but not least, I'm the fourth presenter, Nikfarah Idina binti Irfan. So without further ado, I would like to welcome Nur Khairunisha as our first presenter.
So, Assalamualaikum. So, I will first start with the explaining for the Eddy model. So, what is Eddy model? Eddy model is actually the development process, which are Eddy stand for A is analysis, D is design, the second D is for development, the third, the fourth I is implement, and the last one E is for evaluation. So, now I will be explaining about the phase, the stages, the development stages. So the first one is analysis. So during this phase, the analyzing process is actually used to understand the current situation that the developer or the designer is having. So usually they will create series of questions using 4W and 1H, which is what, where, who, when, and also how. So the example of this is, let's say an iPhone 5 developer is wanting to make some update in their phone. So first they will create series of questions such as what is the update are. Then the second question they might be doing is who is the targeted audience for this update. So the second step is designing process. So for this step, it is actually using the previous analysis to come up with the strategy or the delivery method or the how the phone will be functioning. So such as if the such as the example is from the previous example, let's say the phone developer want to create an update for the phone, so they will come up with a design, or we can call it a blueprint to match with the previous analysis. So using the previous analysis, the series of questions that they have created, they will come out with the blueprint or the prototype, or in this case, the phone designer will come up with the blueprint of the update on the phone. So the next step is the development process. So for this process, the creating process begin. So in this process, the designer or the developer will start creating their project, their product, so that the product that they want to create match accordingly with the design or the blueprint that they have come out before. So if the phone developer want to create their phone, they will have to match the phone or the update of the phone according to the blueprint or the prototype that they have come out before. So the fourth step is the implement. So for this step, there are actually two type of how they want to implement the project or the product. firstly they will launch the product, right? They will what we say, they will launch the product itself before testing it. But some of the designer, or we can call the big company, they used to launch the product in beta mode, in another word, training mode, which they can maybe do try the product to the targeted audience, so that if there are any dissatisfaction for the product, they can keep improving the product till they match their goal in the previous process. So the last step is the evaluation. So for this step, they will actually some of the company will include questionnaire or maybe a survey at the end of their product, so that the user can give their feedback. So some of us actually did install some application in our phone. So some if you guys notice, when we install a new application in our phone, after using it for maybe a week, then a pop-up will come out asking how is the app functioning, is the app functioning well. They ask us to rate the product, rate the application. So that is exactly what the evaluation process is, so that the product, the user of the product can project their voice, and they can um, give any opinion for any improvement, so that for this evaluation process, the designer or the developer can actually take all of these opinions, so that they can improve in their another update or in their next project. So that's all from me. I will pass the ground to the next presenter.
Okay, okay, Assalamualaikum. Thank you, Karinisha. Okay, so now I'm going to explain about how Eddy model can be applied into website designing. As we all know, Eddy model is a process from instructional design, and it can also be applied into website designing so that the designers can cover all of the aspects for developing a successful website. Okay, so first of all, designers need to go through 5 steps of Eddy model, and the first step is analyze. Okay, so in this step, designers will analyze all of the nature of the website, including the targeted audience, the objective and goals of the website, and also the informations and functionality that needed to be included, and also the structures of the website. Okay, so moving on to the next stage, next step, which is design. And the second step, design website designers need to take all of the gathered information from the step one, and then they need to design a storyboard or maybe a template for the website before developing the website. Okay, so the tasks included in this step are designers need to choose a suitable layout and or theme for the website, and then uh, designers need to choose an appropriate typography, and also decide the content for the website. And then the next stage is developing in this step, designers need to take all of the information that have been gathered in the first and the second step, and then a successful develop a website that are going to attract the users to visit the site. And then how to make sure the website will be attractive. Designers need to develop the website with HTML or CSS, and then um, sorry, and then designers need to make sure that they write a great quality content so that users will be more attracted to visit the website. Okay, so the next step after the third step is implementation. Implementation is a process to make sure that the website will be more effective or active. Okay, so in this step, designers need to find hosting and lift up the site, and then optimize the site for search engines, and then designers also need to promote the website on other website. Sorry, promote the sites on other websites. Okay, so the last stage is to evaluate. This stage is very important as it will help designers to find mistakes or maybe something that can be upgraded to make the site more to make the website more effective and more attractive. Okay, so how to search how how to I'm sorry how to detect the mistakes and problem. The designers can analyze the web traffic, or maybe they can collect feedback from the users that visit the website. Maybe they need to provide the comment box or maybe a form that can collect the feedback, and then okay, and that's all. However, if there are some mistakes or maybe something that needed to be upgraded in the last step, designers need to go back to the previous stages so that they can upgrade it and fix the problem. Okay, so that is all for set one. I will pass the second set to Hanisah and me.
All right, thank you to Shifa. So now I'll be moving to the color theory. I will explain what is color theory about. So first, what is color theory? Color theory is both science and art of using color. It explains how us human distinguish color, and it is also a set to that are used to create. It is also a set of principles that are used to create harmonious combination of colors which are pleasing to our eyes and sense. Color theory help us to understand how to use, arrange, blend coordinate colors, and how we should relate each color to one another. Color theory was first invented by color theory was established by Sir Isaac Newton in 1666, where he invented the color wheel. But we will talk about it more later in structure of color theory. So the colors are identified by three qualities, which are hue, saturations, and value. So what is hue? Hue is a degree of lightness or darkness of a color, which can be taken from the color wheel. For example, if you take the color blue from the color wheel, there will be like a light blue or dark blue in between of the color wheel. And next is saturation. Saturation is the intensity of color. It is also referred as chroma, purity, or richness. The next one is value. It is a relative between lightness and darkness of color or hue. All of these qualities are important um, because without value, hues cannot exist, and different levels of saturation cannot be applied without hues. So now we will move on to structure of color theory, which are divided into two, which are color wheel and color harmonies. So first, color wheel is a basic tool for combining colors designed by Sir Isaac Newton in 1666, like I said earlier. He categorized colors in three groups, which are primary colors, secondary colors, and also tertiary colors. Primary colors, as we know, it is consists of three colors, which are red, yellow, and blue. These three colors cannot be created by any other colors, and it is a fundament. These three are fundamental colors. Thus, without these three colors, we cannot create any other beautiful colors in this world. Next is secondary color. Secondary color consists of green, orange, and purple. A secondary color is a combination of each color in primary color. For example, if you mix yellow and red, you will get orange, and if you mix red and blue, you will get purple. And next one is tertiary color. Tertiary colors are colors that exist between primary and secondary color, and there are six primary color and there are six tertiary colors in total. For example, yellow orange and red violet. And then we will move on to color harmonies. Color harmonies is a basic techniques for creating color schemes. And the first one we have is complementary color scheme, analogous color scheme, and triadic color scheme. So what are these three color scheme? Complementary color scheme is color scheme that are opposite on each other on the color wheel. For example, blue and orange, red and orange must have one warm tone and one cool tone. And this complementary color scheme will make something with colors stand out more, and the colors must we should not put it in a high saturation, as they might clash with each other and look harsh in our eyes. And next is analogous color scheme. So what is analogous color scheme? It is a color analogous color scheme is colors that are right beside each other on the color wheel. For example, yellow, yellow green, and green. Analogous color scheme is known as things that perform a similar function but have different evolutionary origin, and it works well to create a nice harmony in an image or real life. For example, if you want to paint your room, you must look up to the analogous color scheme for a better color. If you want to choose a um, like a beautiful color for a beautiful and to create a nice harmony color in your bedroom. And lastly is the triadic color scheme. So what is triadic color scheme? It is a triadic color scheme is when three colors are taken from the color wheel by forming a triangle that connects the three colors. And triadic color schemes always have a vibrant colors of huge contrast, and they are opposite of monochromatic color scheme. For monochromatic color scheme is a set made up of lighter and darker version of one colors. So that is all from me. I will pass the floor to our last presenter, which is Nikfara Idrina. Thank
Okay,
you.
thank you, Hanisa. So the next part is the functions of color theory for web design in web design. So there are three functions that I would like to highlight today. So the first one is by understanding color theory, it helps us to enable design to fit with the market's expectation geographically. So what I meant by this, as a web designer, we need to know the meanings of the colors chosen to meet the expectation of the targeted market community, as colors can be perceived differently by people from different backgrounds. So let's take an example of the color green. So we usually know, or basically the universal meaning of green is always associated with environment or nature. However, if you were to promote a website and to cater to a certain countries only, you need to know the reason, the symbolism behind the color green. So for example, if you were to promote green in China, it is basically you are promoting cheating, as it relates to infidelity or cheating. And if you were to promote green in Spain, it is best to avoid because it represents racy jokes. However, if you are planning to promote your website in green color in Ireland, it is the best, as for green in Ireland means it considers as a lucky color. So it is different. The meaning of the color is different according to people with the different backgrounds. So it is important for us, or for the web designers, to know the meaning of the colors before meaning of the colors to your targeted market community before you choose one. Uh, Next, The second point is by knowing color theory, it enables website to cater to users' accessibility. So by means accessibility in this context is the ability to access a computer system by as many users as possible, regardless of disability or impairment. So when we talk about disability that associated with colors, we can easily pinpoint out color blindness. So to create a user-friendly website for to cater to the color people of color blindness, it is possible. However, although it may seem impossible to cater to every type of color blindness, at least if we get to have the gain the trust of the majority people from the minority, it will give our website a trusty image, and it will create a user friendly website. So there are ways to cater to people of blindness. By using the color theory, we can use bright and bold colors, as it helps them in differentiating colors, as their eyes are really sensitive to colors, especially colors that have um, that that are bright and bold. Also, it is better to when talking about accessibility, it is better for a website to also have to use white colors, as it neutralize the web page and to avoid such an overwhelming vibe that the users might get. Last but not least, by knowing the color theory, it helps in choosing moods for a website. So, as mentioned by Hanisa, there are color harmonies, and by choosing your color palette or the types of colors that you use, it actually represent a certain mood. So, I would like to emphasize on these three main colors that are used by most web designers, which are warm colors, cool colors, and neutral colors. So basically, warm colors, it represent it wait, I'm sorry. Warm colors is a vivid and bold color in nature. For example, red, yellow, and orange. It represents the meaning can varies from simple optimism to strong violence. Whereas cool colors, we can see it as calm and soothing in nature. And the colors that are under cool colors are green, blue, and purple. And as for neutral colors, it serves to tone down the colors to make it not so overwhelming or to stand out at the other colors. So it gives out a and it usually gives out a sophisticated and formal vibe. Then moving on to the examples of color theory, as you can see, there are three website interface on the slides. So these are the examples of color theory that is being used by the website. For the first example, we have Shopee. Shopee is an infamous website, and it is commonly used by Malaysian. So aside from the function itself, the color used by Shopee um, also played a role in gaining users' attention. So the color used are orange, red, and yellow. So all of these colors are classified under warm colors, and warm colors is usually known to have strong perception. So in this context, the orange color used, because the logo itself is in orange, so the orange color used is giving a meaning of excitement and adventure. So by using this color, it triggers the excitement and adventure in users, which is why people will go crazy when visiting this website. We have to agree on that. Okay, and moving on to the next website, it is a government servant website known as MPSJ, Majlis Pembadaran Suruhanjaya. We can see that the website uses neutral colors in the web page. The gray color used is to represent sophisticated, and it gives out a formal vibe. So when um, the web designer for this page um, actually did a good job in maintaining the sophisticated and professional mood by using neutral colors. Can you imagine if a government website use warm colors such as red and orange, it can be seem overwhelming. Hence, it shows that by understanding colors, we can choose colors to set up a mood or image of the website. So, last but not least, we have the Trello website. So, Trello might be new to some of the students because Trello is actually a planner website that helps users to keep up with their work, which is why the mood set up by Trello is by using the color blue, as blue represents calm and peace. So, aside from the color used by this website, I would like to emphasize on the accessibility of the website. As you can see, each colors on the website, aside from the background, they actually use patterns. The patterns are used to represent each color in the web page. So this site is actually a color blind friendly website because people who can't differentiate colors, they can actually use the website by choosing the pattern. So it helps with people with color blindness to differentiate the colors used, and it creates a user-friendly mood as well as to cater to the user accessibility where a minority of the people feel included. Therefore, it is important for us to have the knowledge of color theory in designing web as well as applying it to the real world because it can help to match users' preferences as well as gaining attention from the website. So that is all from me. Thank you.
Okay, thank you so much for your presentation. Exactly about half an hour. Yeah. All right. Okay, that will be all. Thank you so much.
Thank you, sir.
Thank you, Mr. A.